going on, guys? Dino Bam Bam here with the Ten7 MMA. Happy to be back in your lives with another Quick Picks. Now, if you guys are new to this Quick Pick series, I'll break it down for you. I'll let you know how it goes. What I do is we go over every single fight on this card. I give you a little bit of information about both fighters. I give you my prediction, and we move the fuck on very fast. Hence the name Quick Picks, right? If you're looking for a full card breakdown, don't worry. We got you covered. That's coming out tomorrow. So do like the thing at the bottom says, like and subscribe, and you'll get to see the full card breakdown tomorrow. Also on Wednesday, we will be dropping the betting video with our boy Harry from Pro Schmo Bets. And I know you guys fuck with that. So ring the bell, do all that, and, don't miss out on that. Really quick before we get into the fights here, do like the thing at the bottom says. Follow us on Instagram at the Ten7 MMA. Tons of pictures with us and a bunch of the fighters on this card. Merab, Patchy Mix, Kevin Holland, so many others. Plus today, really, really cool. We got a couple likes, right? And I got the alert, when someone important likes your shit on Instagram, it alerts you. So I see the check mark, bunch of likes, couple comments, couple blah, blah, blahs, laughing emojis. Kendra Lust. Now, for those of you who know, you already know. And for those of you that don't, good for you. You're not a degenerate piece of shit. But go follow us on Instagram and show us some love there. Anyways, let's get straight into the card, guys. UFC 316 should be a banger. And it starts off pretty goddamn wild because we've got Chaos Williams, and he's taking on Andreas Gustafsson. Guys, Chaos Williams, wild, explosive striker, does not throw to score. He's throwing to take your head off your goddamn body. All power, all aggression. The defense isn't airtight. He can be hit, but the good thing with Chaos Williams, he's always one shot away from ending it, and he is taking on Andreas Gustafsson, the Scandinavian, the Swede, if you couldn't tell by the name. Physical, pressure-heavy grappler, wants to get inside. He wants to grind you up against the cage. He wants to drag you down to the ground. The striking's really basic. It's okay. He's got some power. He is very goddamn gritty. He's very tough. I'm sure for a lot of you that have been following the UFC on social media, you've seen them posting about that fight that he had in the Swedish promotion. I forget what it was called. But just an absolute bloodbath that he had with someone there. Tough dude. Anyways, guys, I'm going with Chaos Williams, right? I mean, he's the better striker. He's really aggressive. And if Chaos Williams can touch you, there's a good chance you're going to sleep. And I predict that that's what's going to happen. Give me Chaos Williams just walking straight through fire and knocking this dude out in round one. Now, second fight of the night. And the order may be a little messed up, guys. I don't know. I'm just going based off of what this is DraftKings order. But Tapology has it different. UFC has it different. Google has it different. So just bear with me. We'll timestamp it, go to the fight that you want, or just sit through it, Sit through and enjoy. Anyways, Ariane de Silva versus Cong Wang. Ariane de Silva, a.k.a. Ariane Lipski. Clean striker, Muay Thai base. She likes to stay technical. She likes to pick her shots and keep it pretty. But she is aggressive, right? The queen of violence. She's a very violent lady. She's down to make it gritty. She's down to brawl. And I don't know that that's good because she is taking on Cong Wang Tong, whatever the fuck they call it. I think it's Wang Tong, actually. But it is what it is. Wild, aggressive, hits hard as hell. Super famous for that one-shot knockout that she had in her UFC debut. Man, this lady can crack, right? She does have that win in kickboxing back in the day over Valentina Shevchenko. And after coming in and getting that knockout, everyone thought this lady is going to skyrocket to the top of the division. Then she did end up getting fraud checked, bounced back, got a win. Look, Wang Tong is a really powerful lady. She is really goddamn technical. Ariane Lipski, kind of maybe past her prime. Free cheese, I'm seeing Wang Tong. I'm going with another first-round knockout, and I'm going to give you guys a quick heads up. I see a ton of finishes on this card. So give me Cong Wang Tong, whatever the fuck you want to call her, by knockout round one. Next fight of the night, we've got Markel Medeiros, who was supposed to fight last week, taking on UFC newcomer Mark Chinsky. All right, guys, Medeiros, clean technical striker, not flashy or wild. He is very sharp. He's very patient, but he's very goddamn dangerous. Once he gets his timing, you can see a shift happen, right? Usually kind of starts off slow, but then once he figures out the range and he figures out the timing, the dude is awesome. He's dangerous. He doesn't need to throw a ton of volume. He does have one-shot power. He likes to let it rip, and he has taken on Mark Chinsky, a pure pressure wrestler, guys. Coming to shoot. He's going to close the distance on you. He's going to be relentless with the takedowns, grab a leg, chain shit together. He's trying to grind you to the mat. He's He's got pretty good submission skills as well, even though that's not really what he's about. He's more of a wrestler with good pressure, good control, and he is undefeated, and this is the year of these undefeated guys losing, right? Either way, short notice, Markel Medeiros is a no-brainer. I was picking him to win last week. I'm picking him to win again. Surprise, surprise, I am going by knockout once again. Now, we move on to Quillian Salkild versus Yanal Ashmuz. And Quillian Salkild, a guy that really, really impressed me last time out. A long, composed striker, sharp, calculated, good kicks, doesn't waste any movement, clean hands, clean submission skills, just a willingness to go out there and pressure forward and break his opponents down. Methodical and dangerous are two words that fit perfectly for this kid. He's taken on Yanal Ashmuz, the Red Fox, a compact and explosive guy, really goddamn dangerous early in fights, super nasty power. Also down to brawl. He blitzes a lot. He throws big shots a lot. He's willing to risk it for the biscuit, as some people would say, but he slows down, right? So if you can kind of survive that early onslaught from Yanal Ashmuz, he becomes a lot easier to put away as the minutes tick on. And that's what I think is going to happen here. Quillian Salkild, a very calculated fighter. I think he's going to, I don't want to say survive an early onslaught because it makes it seem like he's going to lose the first round. I think he just stays a little safe, stays at range for that first round, and then the second round really start to pick it up, put the volume on Yanal Ashmuz, and I think he finds himself a knockout. So I think that's 4 fights in a row, 4 knockouts in a row. Let's see if we can keep that streak going, because the next fight of the night is going to be Jeka Sergi, and he's taking on Ju Sang Yu. Ju Sang Yu, guys, a very slick and patient guy. Doesn't rush, just super clean technique, sharp counter skills, solid power, good footwork, good defense, very conservative with his energy. He's not throwing a lot of shit out there just to throw it. He's going to be concise, and he's going to be accurate. He's taking on Jeka Sergi, who's kind of the opposite, right? A very wild guy, a very powerful brawler. He's coming to bang. Think of that Muay Thai style, right? If you ever watch those one fights on Friday mornings, and that's kind of what Jeka Sergi is like. Heavy pressure, big looping shots, looking to land a kill shot every time he throws. Defense is optional. Defense is optional for this guy. He's willing to go, so he's trying to bang it out. You in front of me in front of you. Let's throw hands and see who goes down first. And that lends itself to a knockout, right? So I'm going Ju Sang Yu by knockout. That's 5 in a row. I know that's crazy. I'm not nuts, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I'm just giving you the analytical pick here. This guy should win by knockout. I don't like picking 5 knockouts in a row. It's not likely, but that's just what I'm seeing. We move on to the next fight of the night. We got some big boys. Shout out my boy Sergey Spivak. You guys know I love me some Sergey Spivak, and I don't love me some Waldo Cortez Acosta. But let's start with Sergey Spivak. Heavy grappler. Not trying to strike with you at all. He's trying to get that big-ass body on you, take you down, lay on top of you, throw some big meaty-ass ground and pound, maybe get himself a sub. Good ground control, right? A lot of these guys that get these takedowns, and, maybe less so at heavyweight, but a lot of these guys that are good with takedowns are bad with the top control. Sergey Spivak, not one of those guys, just a very heavy on top grappler. On the feet, he's kind of slow. He's kind of stiff. He's what you expect. He's taking on Waldo Cortez Acosta, a.k.a. the fucking salsa boy, a.k.a. the former baseball player. Athletic big man, fast hands, solid boxing, good cardio for a heavyweight, starting to implement leg kicks into his game, right? And you got to think about it. Leg kicks are a thing that a lot of these guys get from, years of kickboxing, years of Muay Thai. It takes time to condition those shins and condition those legs, and seems like he's taken to it pretty nicely here. He might get taken down once or twice, but so far, so good for Waldo Cortez Acosta, right? Everyone hates him because of what he did to Andrei Arlovsky. And I see him here at plus money, and I'm thinking, man, I haven't really seen too much of a chink in this guy's armor. And I like Sergey Spivak, and I don't like Waldo Cortez Acosta, but I'm giving it to you the way I see it. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta wins this fight. I think he's too fast on the feet. I think he's going to be too athletic to get taken down. And even if he does get taken down, maybe it happens in one of the 3 rounds, right? I think the rest of the time he's going to be scooting around that cage, pop shots, picking at range, throwing some pretty dangerous shots himself. So I'm going Waldo Cortez Acosta by decision. I'm somewhat confident in it. I love the plus 120 price tag here. So I'm going with that. Moving on to the next fight of the night, guys. We've got Azamat Merzakonov, and he is taking on Brendan Habberov. Azamat Merzakonov, compact, explosive striker, built like a goddamn tank, throws with some serious intent. His striking is wild, but he does have a knack for finding your chin. He does have knockout power. I know you see the name, and it ends with an OV, so you're thinking boring Dagestani wrestler. This is not the guy. This is a big boy that likes to throw down. He's taking on Brendan Habberov, a tall, lanky, aggressive fighter. Very wild, very, very wild. Maybe too much for my liking. Leaves himself open a lot. He's always looking to engage and throw these big shots. He's got good reach. He's unorthodox, and that can trick some people, and that can help him in landing a kill shot of his own because he is pretty goddamn powerful. But I can't get over the fact that he is very open on the feet, and Azamat Merzakonov is a pretty calculated guy. So to me, this looks like another knockout on this card, guys. Minus 550 seems about right. I think if you play, and this isn't the betting podcast, we're going to be doing that, like I said, on Wednesday. So check us out there, like and subscribe, ring the bell, all that. But I haven't even seen what the prop is for knockout by Azamat Merzakonov, but I think I like that prop. So give me Merzakonov first round knockout. I am very, very confident in this one. Now, moving on to the next fight of the night, we've got an interesting one because we've got Bruno Silva versus Josh Van. And if you guys see me, kind of stalling in between these fights, it's because they're all out of order on my notes. I'm just trying to find them, guys. I'm just trying to fucking find them. We've got Bruno Silva versus Josh Van. Bruno Silva, a veteran grappler, good submission game, tough, experienced, but he has shown some vulnerability in his recent fights, right? Especially the last one. I think of the Manel Kopp fight, and he got his ass whooped. He got absolutely styled on. Now, is that props to Manel Kopp for being that damn good? Is it is it a shade towards Bruno Silva? I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. Maybe he's not the guy we thought he was, but he showed that he lacks in the speed department against these really fast guys. And Josh Van is a young, really fast guy. He's young, he's explosive, he brings relentless pressure, a knack for landing big, significant strikes. He's not a one-shot, kill shot, nuclear power kind of guy, but he does have a ton of knockouts because he lands with volume. So that's kind of the way I see this one, right? I see Josh Van kind of being the quicker guy, popping in and out, popping some shots, touching this kid up, slowing him down as the fight goes on. And as we move down, as we get into rounds 2 and 3, I see that speed discrepancy getting wider in Josh Van's favor. I think he's going to be fresher than Bruno, who's been getting hit, and he's going to be a little faster than Bruno, who's been getting hit, and eventually he's just going to put him away. So I'm going Josh Van round 3 TKO, maybe do a body shot or something. Look, Silva's experience is notable, but it's something, it's something to account for, but Josh Van is just so goddamn fast and athletic and dynamic that I have to trust him in this one. So Josh Van, round 3, TKO. We move on to the main card, guys. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. An interesting fight. Two guys that I absolutely don't like picking. And they're both not very reliable, right? But we've got Vicente Luque, a durable, well-rounded guy. He's always in the fight. He's not the fastest. He's not the flashiest. He's not the most exciting fighter in the world, but he's tough as hell, and he finds himself in positions to win fights, oftentimes via finish. His hands are good, solid sub skills, as I mentioned. You give him an inch, he's taking a fucking mile. You give him a finger, he's taking the hand. He's one of those kind of guys. He's taking on Kevin Holland. What is there to say about Big Mouth? Lanky striker, we know the deal. Really good power. If opponents let him find his rhythm on the feet, he's going to put their lights out. We've also seen great improvements from Kevin Holland in the ground game, right? The Gunnar Nelson fight, not getting subbed, is very impressive. Even looking back a long time ago, the Khamzat Chimaev fight, when it was, it was just a walk in the park for Khamzat. He took him down, kind of ragdolled him for a little and subbed him. But some of those scrambles were impressive from Kevin Holland. And I know he got dominated, but think about the level of grappler that Khamzat Chimaev is. And Kevin Holland wasn't prepared for that fight. He wasn't prepared for Khamzat Chimaev. But, just kudos to Kevin Holland's ground game. I think it's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for. I think Kevin Holland wins this fight. Again, I always say I'm not going to pick him anymore. And I don't know. It's Vicente Luque. You know what I mean? Luque's always live, but I think Holland's just going to find his shots. He's going to be longer, more athletic. He's going to be more powerful in this one. I don't think Vicente Luque is going to be able to drag Holland into a war that he's going to give up in. And I think if we do get into a war, if anyone gives up, it's Vicente Luque. So I'm going Kevin Holland by decision. Should just be a really fun fight. Now, this one is super goddamn interesting. We've got public enemy number 1, Mario Bautista, taking on the newcomer, Patchy Mix. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Patchy Mix, okay? I know a lot of fans of this channel, longtime viewers, I love Patchy. I've met Patchy so many goddamn times. I've had so many conversations with him. The guy is an absolute monster. Wait a second. Let me try something. I'm going to pop up a few images right here. Me and Patchy mix on several different occasions. Guys, look, Patchy is a dog. He's a submission savant. He is 20-1, 21-1, something crazy like that. Only loss came in his first world title opportunity against Juan Archuleta, I believe, back in the day. And since then, he's done nothing but win, right? The knockout of Rafion Stotts came out of nowhere, but holy shit, was that nasty. Wins against Magomedov, Magomillions, whatever his name is. Look, man, Patchy Mix, for years, I have said that guy is a top 10, and then I corrected myself and said top 5 guy in the world at 135, and I got to stick to my guns with that, right? He's taking on Mario Bautista. We know his deal, well-rounded, durable, kind of boring. Everyone hates him for the Jose Aldo thing. He's got a good clinch. He's got some solid power, and his striking's a little underrated. He is a good guy. He belongs in the top 10, but I just have to go with Patchy Mix, guys, because I've been talking all this shit for years about how good Patchy Mix is, and I truly believe it. So I think Patchy Mix goes out there. He's going to kick some ass. He's going to kind of, have a little bit of butterflies early on in that first round. Then once he settles down, I think this is his fight. I think he takes Mario Bautista down, takes that neck, and chokes his ass unconscious. And correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows. If you recall, MMA Guru, I think, had put out like a hit piece on Mario Bautista. The first person to sleep this guy in the cage, out cold, gets like a $20,000 bonus from the MMA Guru. That was a long time ago. If that's the case, I think Patchy Mix gets it. So shout out fucking Patchy Mix, man. Good luck to him. Second round sub. Moving on to an interesting fight. Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Bodybags, Joe Pyfer. This fight was supposed to take place in Mexico a couple months ago. Joe Pyfer ended up with a bad case of the shits or diarrhea or fucking food poisoning or something, and that fight had to get canceled the day of the fight. And I'm not changing my mind on it, guys. I mean, look, Kelvin Gastelum, we already know the deal, right? Gritty experience, former champion, always game, tough as hell. Gave us one of the most iconic fights in UFC history with him and Israel Adesanya. 2 guys in the 5th round there that were just at the end of it and just decided that they're still throwing down. They're willing to fucking leave it all in this cage and die here if they have to. Unreal fight. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But, lately, it's not the same Kelvin Gastelum, right? He's always been undersized for 185. He's missed weight a couple times at this point. He's doing the whole food thing, and he's getting on in age, and he's been in so many wars, and he's taken on Joe Pyfer, a big, explosive guy that throws with super bad intentions. He's not here to point fight. He's here to take your head off. And now there's some bad blood between the two. Joe Pyfer had said some stuff about Mexico, and Kelvin Gastelum didn't really like that, and they just been kind of at each other's necks since then. I think it's just going to be bad, guys. A high confidence here. I'm going Joe Bodybags Pyfer, first round KO. I know Kelvin Gastelum is tough. I know he's gritty. I just don't think it's the same Kelvin Gastelum that we've been accustomed to seeing these last few years. So give me Joe Bodybags. I don't think it gets out of the first. Moving on to the first of 2 title fights, the co-main event of the evening. By the way, both title fights taking place in the bantamweight division at 135 pounds. That's kind of cool. We've got the Venezuelan vixen, Chicago's own Julianna Peña, and she has taken on 2-time Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison. Guys, Julianna Peña, tough, scrappy, relentless, thrives in the chaos. If Julianna Peña is anything, she's a dog, right? She's confident in herself. Maybe overly confident. DS likes to use the term Delulu when speaking about Julianna Peña, and it sticks. The girl is tough as shit. She's gritty. She's not as good as she thinks she is, but god damn it, she's a dog. She's got some good wrestling. Her combinations, I don't know how the hell they work, but they do. She's offbeat. She's moving forward doing this shit. I don't get it, but Julianna Peña finds herself a way to win. By the way, I think she did lose that last fight versus Raquel Pennington, but the UFC put their little greasy-ass paws on it because they wanted Julianna Peña, and she is taking on Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, physically dominant, right? Just a thick-ass, big old girl, powerful as shit. As I mentioned, two-time judo Olympic gold medalist for the United States. Once she gets her hands on you, she's taking you down. She's ragdolling you on the ground. Her ground control is suffocating. Her submissions are nasty. She's got disgusting ground and pound, and she's very happy to be able to throw these elbows that she couldn't in the PFL. Now, the one thing I'm worried about here with Kayla Harrison, well, there's a couple things, right? I'm worried about the weight. She's going to have to cut down to 135 on the dot, which she hasn't done in a very long time. She's going to have to go potentially 5 rounds, right? This is a 5-round fight. I recall not super long ago a major upset where Kayla Harrison was facing Larissa Pacheco, and holy shit, Larissa Pacheco kind of put it on her ass for 5 rounds. Larissa Pacheco, a high-level fighter, for those of you that don't know, a former UFC fighter, but should not have been beating Kayla Harrison at that point. But either way, I guess she's made some improvements since then. The only way I see Julianna Peña winning this fight is if she's able to stuff takedowns at the beginning, the first 2 rounds, and then Kayla Harrison starts getting exhausted, right? And then I could see Peña pulling away and maybe getting a late finish or winning a decision, via the last 3 rounds. Otherwise, it's Kayla Harrison's game. Minus 625 is a little crazy. I'm not going to lie. Maybe Peña's worth a sprinkle, but I'm going to go Kayla Harrison. I'll say she gets a finish. I think her ground control is disgusting. I think once she gets Peña down, Peña is going to realize she's not able to get up from under this girl as easy as she wants to. And maybe she does once or twice, but then as soon as she gets, returned again, I think her will breaks. I'm going Kayla Harrison by finish late round 3. I don't know if it's going to be a TKO to ground and pound or a submission. I'll go TKO. But yeah, I think we hear and new here. Again, though, the odds are a little crazy. I think a sprinkle on Julianna Peña, not insane. Moving on to what we're all here for, guys. The main event of the evening, as the champion Merab the Machine Dvalishvili, this guy right here, got the fucking t-shirt, takes on Sugar Sean O'Malley, the former champion. They faced off at Noche UFC at the Sphere, and Merab was absolutely dominant in that one. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. There was a whole narrative right after the fight that Sean O'Malley the day after was like, well, I won 3 rounds. And then people try to make it seem like in the 5th round, when he did hurt Merab to the body, he hurt him pretty damn bad to the body, but it was never really that close to a finish. The fight was also never really that close. Same thing with the Umar Nurmagomedov fight with Merab Dvalishvili, right? Watching it live, it was very obvious that Merab won 3-2. Then you get those fucking, in retrospect, those hindsight people, well, Umar landed more in the and it's like Merab won the fucking fight. He won the O'Malley fight. He won the Umar fight. And I think he leveled up big time in the Umar fight. Now, the thing with Sean O'Malley, guys, we know what Sugar Sean's game plan is, right? He's nasty. He's lethal. He's a sniper. He's got one shot, kill shot, power. He hasn't been doing it to the guys at the top, right? When he defended his belt against Chito Vera, wasn't able to knock him out, even though he landed that insane knee. Wasn't able to knock out Peter Yan. Yes, he got the knockout on Aljo. Still think that was a little bit early, and it wasn't, a knocked out cold. He dropped Aljo while Aljo was coming in, and, and whatever happened. With Merab, he wasn't able to find that kill shot either. So maybe we're a little, overhyped on Sean O'Malley's power, but I do think he has that one shot, kill shot power. Guys, Sean O'Malley hasn't fought since they last fought. Merab Dvalishvili went to war with Umar Nurmagomedov. He's leveled up. Sean O'Malley hasn't. I know they're saying he's been off of social media. He's been off of smoking the reefer. He's been off of J&O and all that bullshit. He's been on social media, guys. You know what I mean? He's been posting this whole time. So I don't know where the fuck that narrative comes from. I bet he's been smoking. I don't know about J&O. I wasn't there. I can't tell you about that. But a lot's just being made about this whole Sean O'Malley change in his life thing. And I don't know that I buy it. Both of these guys' language kind of makes me uncomfortable in this fight. O'Malley giving Merab way too much credit. him and his coaches saying Merab's the GOAT of the division. So that doesn't sound great for O'Malley. Merab, in their last press conference that they did with Peña and Harrison, super weird, just saying Sean's going to stop my wrestling this time, so I'm going to have to strike with him. Didn't love that. Look, guys, on film, I got to go with what I see, and what I see hasn't changed. Merab Dvalishvili should win this fight by decision, so that's the official pick. But there is some danger in this one, and there are some ways that Sean O'Malley can win it. Obviously, the knockout, right? He can catch Merab. One shot's all it takes, and that's it. If this fight is at all close, though, I want you guys to hear this. If this fight is at all close, and I'm talking it's a clear 3-2 Merab, there's a good chance that they rob it. I'm not saying the UFC dips their hands in the judges' pockets. I'm a character, right? I'm just saying what I think online. I'm just playing this guy. I'm playing Bam Bam on here. But the UFC has a $1 billion deal coming up here with either ESPN or Netflix or YouTube or Amazon or whoever it is. And those companies want stars. If they're going to drop $1 billion in the UFC's pocket, they want stars. And while I've been tooting the fucking horn of Merab Dvalishvili for a really long time, guys, and I've been saying he's actually a lot more entertaining than Sean O'Malley. You look at the skits, if you follow the guy on social media, he's a lot more entertaining than Sugar Sean, whose whole character is, I smoke weed and I got colorful fucking hair. They're going to want Sean O'Malley to have a belt. They're going to want Sean O'Malley to be a champ. So I worry about that. Merab is going to have to make this not close to win this fight. And I truly believe that. So again, the analytical pick is going to be Merab Dvalishvili. I worry about a robbery. And of course, Sean O'Malley could find a kill shot. So he's worth a sprinkle at plus 230. Anyways, guys, that is it. I'm going to be rooting for my boy here. Let me see. I didn't even make a thing that says UFC 316. But either way, you guys know the deal. UFC 316 quick picks. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think is going to happen in this main event. And you can also follow us on Instagram at the Ten7 MMA. Like the thing at the bottom says, maybe comment like one Kendra Lust did. Good luck to the machine and good luck to everybody else on this card. My name is Dino Bam Bam. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.